Hey everyone, this is Austin Schur here with We Write About Music, and today I'm speaking with Samuel Kerr and Tony Spain of Strange Legend. The band has just shared their debut self-titled album, and I'm super excited to talk to them all about it. Sam, Tony, thank you so much for coming on today. How are you doing?
Hi there. Thank you. Thank you for having us. We're good. Little warm, but we're good.
A little warm, but you got a super cool background. You're in the garage, you're in the studio, you're doing big things.
Exactly, man.
Yeah. Is this where the album was born?
Yeah, a lot of it. Yeah. Hey,
Cool.
yeah, the Can't Breathe music video right
Here? Beautiful.
Yeah.
Love it. Well, I want to dive headfirst into this album. It is seriously fantastic from start to finish. I mean that I've had it cranked up here all day, just doing errands and this and that, but it's like really energetic, uplifting music.
Right. Thank you, man.
Yeah, man, I'd love to start it off with what is it all about? Is there some sort of overarching message from start to finish, or is it a series of individual tracks?
Yeah, pretty much. It's just that, it's a collection of, growing as a band together,
Yeah.
Once you get together and just start jamming and, when you make all those elements, things start growing from there, It's not a particular, when I write, it's about any kind of subject, I don't have like that.
No, that's okay.
It's
It doesn't, yeah, it doesn't need to be this fully
Yeah, we
thought
kind of
out
planted a
methodical.
few seeds here and there and watched them grow, basically.
Very cool. Is it just
Yeah.
you two guys, or is there more to the band?
Yeah, there's well, we have our singer, which is busy today, and also a bass player, which is also busy today. So
Okay.
So it's a quartet, us four.
Nice. Well, I'd love for you to shout them out. They deserve all the glory.
Yeah, hey Gary and Josh, we wish you were here, you suckers.
It's all good. Maybe next time. Maybe next time.
As an independent artist, you have to work and you have to deal with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, totally understood.
Outside the music.
So what do you guys do specifically in the band?
So I am a drummer,
Cool.
and then we got songwriter, guitarist over there.
Nice. Do you guys share songwriting, or is it just you, Tony?
Mostly for this new album that we have, it's been mostly me
Nice.
on the songwriting, the lyrics and stuff and the music, and these guys that jump when I bring a riff, a new idea and stuff, and they do the whole thing. But I don't have any say on the stuff that they want to do. It's open, like in some other bands.
Yeah.
The people like dictating, the drums or the feel of the bass or this and that. For us, it's just I bring the idea.
Yeah, we kind of put our own twist on it.
The whole collective.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it should be.
That's the most healthy way to keep it down, to leave everybody.
Totally. No, I mean, when it comes to a band, you have to be collaborative. If there's one person just being the powerhouse, that's how the band falls apart the quickest.
Yeah, that's a one thing that we always try to keep it that way because it's healthy and it brings a lot of different elements, from different perspectives.
It does, definitely.
Fully agree. Well, I'm gonna say it 100 times, but the album totally rocks. I know that you guys, and part of the bio that you sent over was a real emphasis on not sticking to one genre. Like obviously there's a signature sound, that it's the band, but you guys do jump in style from song to song. So What was the thought process behind that when you made it?
Yeah, well, since I met these guys when I moved out here, I moved out here 10 years ago.
Nice.
I come from Florida.
He ended up on the Sunset Strip.
Yeah, sure, that's the place to go.
Yeah, I'm Cuban, so sorry for my accent.
Oh man, I understand you. You're good.
So yeah, my idea from the beginning, since I've been close to all the rock and roll music since I moved here to the States, is that in every era, you get the classic rock, and then you get the psychedelic rock, and you got the grunge, all those good genres of music.
Yeah.
I always thought, how about a band that it can put it all together? Of course you gotta write.
Totally.
For it. But what about if we put all those elements in one band? Because when you see the guys doing the grunge, they only do the grunge. But if you get the guys doing the classic rock, they only stick to the classic rock stuff.
Right.
So what about if you stir it up in a soup?
No. Listen, I'm fully on board with that. And I think, like, especially for a band that is, I know you guys have been playing for a while, but for a band that's technically at the beginning of their career, you don't want to just make music of one sound. You want to kind of, show what you're made of in terms of sounds and styles,
Right.
so that once you do get the feedback, someone can say, hey, I really liked track 3, for example. You should center a song around that record or around that sound.
Yeah,
It kind of sets you up for the future a little bit.
mm-hmm. That's very true. Is that once you see these documentaries from the band that we love,
Yeah.
they have to, all the albums that they did, they have to place the songs,
Like tweak it a little bit,
how
right?
they flow, how they do it,
Right.
to try to make it more commercial.
Yeah.
I get it, but does it really, is it really, truthful to the artists, when they wrote the songs? If you got your babies that you want to put out there and nobody's going to listen to them, and it's great songs,
I agree.
That they get great songs, not necessarily they have to be hits, but it is what makes another artist get influenced by it.
Right. Do you find that your guys' individual, like, personal tastes kind of interfere with the music that you want to make, or as a whole, like, you guys enjoy the same kind of music, so you want to make that kind of music?
So as far as the same kind of music, dude, we are
All over the place.
all over the place. I mean,
Well, that's
I was just
the
talking
best.
about
That's
this
for the
other
best.
day. Like Josh, our bassist, he's the youngest, but he likes some of the older music where I'm like more into, like I was really into Avenged for a long time. And then when Mike Portnoy took over for Jimmy, that was like my dream come true. I'm like, oh my God, this is nuts. So you got, well, that's me, like Asking Alexandria, Atreyu, Avenged Sevenfold. I like rap. Easy E's one of my favorite artists in that department.
Okay, would not have guessed that, but
Yeah,
you know what? We all like a little bit of
Balls. And
everything.
then you got Gary, who's like a Jim Morrison, Led Zeppelin kind of guy.
Sure.
And you're into like Alice in Chains.
Yeah, for me, it's like from the 60s all the way to the mid-90s.
Okay, there you go.
That's my main influence, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I wouldn't really say it interferes. I think it actually helps. I think it's actually beneficial for us,
I mean, it makes sense at this point, because if you all listen to, for example, death metal, it's all you know. It's all you can make.
It's exactly, yeah.
But the record that you've made showcases your wide, varied styles and likings. So, I mean, sort of makes sense.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, I'm glad that you noticed that, because
Yeah.
that's if we have to say, well, that's the idea that we were aiming for.
That is definitely one
That's
of
what
them.
it is.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Makes sense. Now, I always recommend for anyone who wants to listen to check it out with a nice pair of headphones. It's not the type of record that you can play on your laptop or your phone
Yeah.
speakers. Like, you would miss out on the subtleties. You know what I'm saying?
You would, man. And
right.
that's kind of us in a nutshell, man. We have a lot of dynamics. And especially
Right.
the guy, shout out to Tim at York Recording that, helped produce this EP. We had our own kind of dynamic kind of ideas figured out. And then when we brought him to the studio and started recording him, he was really able to excel that. And
yeah.
Example for the song Eye of the Storm, after the solo, it goes into this guitar part. And it's like a 4-bar part, but one of the parts, it does the telephone shit. You know what I'm talking about? And it makes the huge difference. And then we come back in strong on the chorus, and it's just like, oh, that's awesome. We love it. Let's keep it just like that.
Totally. Is this the first time that you've used this producer or studio?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Now, this is always a tough question because you don't know if they're listening, but I feel like the production side of things is like half the battle. You can be completely proficient when it comes to making music. You can play the instruments how they're supposed to be played, but at the same time, producing is like learning another language. And so if you're happy with the end product, obviously you'd want to keep them around for more. I hope that's the case here.
It is. And
Okay.
we don't care. We're pretty transparent with that. And if I saw people to their face, like, dude, I'm going to tell you straight up, not going to bullshit about it.
Well, it's your music. It's your name.
Yeah. And, there's a few guys we used before, and there's a few things we wanted to do, and we expressed that, but it never made it to the speakers,
Totally understand.
And we're like, okay, well, that's great. Thank you. But, this is what we want, and you're giving us this. It's like, you know.
Yeah,
I get
going into a recording a studio and working with a producer,
Yeah,
you have to have that relationship
it has to be open.
when it comes to the influences and stuff, so he knows what he's going for and what the
Right.
band is going for. So once you get that established already, and then the guy digs what we're doing, you right there, you got an extra
Yep.
card in your sleeve, you know, because it's gonna improve from
No,
there.
yeah, you're the one putting the time and effort in. If you're not happy
So
with
you
the
gotta
end
have
product,
that
start
guy.
from finish. So with that being said, obviously I don't want to take too much time away from the record, but do you have any plans on what you might follow this up with? Don't want to rush art. I know you can never put a rush on making things, but once people listen, they're gonna want more, is my guess
Of
here.
course, yeah, and we've kind of been talking about that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Do you want to chime in? 'Cause
Yeah, no, I mean, we got a tons of material to. The thing is about it all comes down for an independent band. It all
Yeah.
comes down to the budget, you know,
yeah,
because going
Totally.
into a studio and recording a studio, you have to pay a lot of money for it. So, but with this guy,
he's really flexible, which is super. He's awesome. He's just awesome overall.
Yeah.
So,
so
really,
we can
really nice.
as soon as we're ready, you know, with everything, we're gonna start recording more material pretty soon.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so hypothetical question. Taking all the funds aside, taking the money away aside for a second, if you had to change things up from this album to the next album in terms of how you'd go about doing something or completing something, is there something that sticks out that you'd want to change up? Maybe even in terms of sound or experimentation.
From my standpoint, I think with all that aside, we're gonna keep experimenting.
Good.
Because the foundation hasn't been even laid yet for us. I mean, I guess you could say the concrete's there, but it's not even dry yet.
Sure.
So there's a vast things that we want to try and we could do. And on top of our heavier stuff or rock songs, however you want to call it, that the song on our EP, Verge of Bliss,
Mhm.
which is our acoustic single. That one was kind of geared towards another thing that we've been working on, and that's another complete acoustic set from the rock songs, and that's like a whole different animal. So that's another thing we're working on. So it's something else to look forward to.
Yeah, I fell in love back in the days in the 90s with the Unplugged, the Unplugged MTV.
Oh, yeah, of course.
All the Alice in Chains and Pearl Jam coming in. And
yeah. But no, but it shows a completely other side of the band.
Yeah.
It's not all just loud noises. It really strips things back and shows off even more talent.
Really cool. The only thing is, like, I remember is that all of them, they did the heavier songs, they play in acoustics. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but for us, we got that thing that all the acoustics that we have is completely original. So it will be a set of completely original songs.
Yeah.
I love that. I mean, that shows another side of you, and it captures a different audience.
It's pretty neat, man. I mean, I don't know how this guy does it because he's written most of these acoustic songs, and then we have Gary too, which is actually just introducing the keyboards to our set, and we're actually starting to play one of our songs, "Don't Believe the Eye," right? That's a new acoustic song. Well, it's like a mix. It's like a hybrid,
Sure.
But it has keys. So he's introducing that. And I mean, the way he writes these songs and comes up with the riffs and like especially the lyrics. For me, the lyrics, because we've kind of went over a few of them. I mean, it's just unbelievable for me. That's just my condolences.
Oh, man.
To this guy, but it's hot.
I get it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can't wait to see the future of it.
I haven't. If you put the thing in reality, I haven't been writing lyrics for that long. I would say maybe like 4 or 5 years or something when I met these guys, and it was out of necessity. Out of necessity.
Sure.
Because the first singer that we had, he was struggling to come up with lyrics and ideas, and I introduced that first song, "Can't Breathe," the single, because he didn't know how to go about it. Because it's kind of a weird riff that is on the downbeat.
Yeah, the chorus is,
And it's a little difficult sometimes for some singers. So I had this idea written down, and then I showed to him how to go at it. He said, "Oh, he liked it, and he went for it." And then, well, we let him go. We had another singer, and didn't work out either. And then Gary came into the picture. He heard the song for the first time, and he took the song to the next level.
Yes, definitely took it to the next level.
Once we heard it, we said, "That's it. That's what we're doing."
That's it. I know you've kind of touched on this already, but I want to dig a little bit deeper on the process. From what I understand, it sounds like you come up with the lyrics and build songs around that, or does it always change up from like, hey guys, I have a riff, let's build a song around it?
It comes in either way.
Yeah, okay.
Sometimes I got lyrics written down, and then I come up with a guitar riff. Could be an acoustic, be an electric, and then I work the idea. Basically, it's the music first, and then I put the lyrics on top.
After, yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Mostly
You find that works better?
that kind of songwriter that I was showing him the other day that I was watching. I told you my approach of songwriting that I don't have a specific idea. I just try to come up with lines that fit the riff or whatever.
Sure.
And then I start for the lines that I get, I start making ideas. And then at the end of the day, once I got a verse or a chorus, I say, okay, the song could be about this.
Right.
But more people, they confine themselves when the song, I want to write about love, I want to write about hate, and when you do that, you confine yourself to that, it makes it more difficult to write a song, because if it doesn't come out easy, naturally,
yeah,
it doesn't come out. So, and then I was watching a documentary about Paul McCartney.
That's what I was gonna ask you to bring that up. Yeah.
And he said the same thing. He said, I don't. Whenever I got a song worked out on piano, guitar, or whatever, I just don't think that I want to make this song about this, about that. I just come out with a few lines and I make the whole story around that. And that's
awesome.
Yeah.
I love that, man. I mean, a lot of people, they can't just sit down and write a song. They have to be inspired by something, or they have to hear the music first. It's so nice to hear everyone's different ways of going about things, and but at the same time, everyone gets to the same place. They get to a place where the song is finished, we're done, and it doesn't matter how they got there, but they got there.
Yeah. And it's hard to do too, man. I mean, I've dabbled with it myself, and I could probably figure it out, but like this guy says a lot, man. It's like you got to spend time on it.
Right.
And we just did another interview Thursday, and I was talking to them, and they asked me about my drumming, and it's the same territory. I mean, as far as drumming, I mean, you gotta spend time on it if you wanna get it.
Yeah, it's like working out a muscle. You can't just get in there. I get it.
That's one of the things with music that is happening nowadays. It's like art, music, especially any art, but music. You have to let it ferment. You have to dig in. You have to work on it. You cannot rush it. It has to come out, and then until the moment they say, okay, this is it. And that's what's happening nowadays. It's like everything is rushed. Oh, put a single out, an EP, and they're not thinking about.
No, you're right. You're right. Are you guys playing shows at this point?
Yeah. We just got done playing our little run at the Viper Room up in Hollywood.
Nice.
Then we're playing at the Federal Bar next Saturday.
Sweet.
And then after that, we're looking in San Diego. We're looking at a few different spots, but nothing's booked at the moment. But there's a few things that are coming up.
Yeah, with this whole thing with the pandemic, it's really.
Oh yeah. Everything's up in the air.
Kind of starting to get their feet back together, I guess you could say.
I always hesitantly ask because some bands are like, "Oh, we're not at that point yet," or "We are playing shows," and I get the answer of like, "Yeah, the venues are all up in the air." But
how was
I'm
happy with you when you went out? Where'd you go again?
Scotland. Yeah, things are totally back to normal.
Back to normal.
They don't check vaccine cards anymore. They don't check. They're just like, come on in,
yeah.
Have a party. Okay, cool.
So yeah, the whole idea is go on the road and start doing it. It's just that we have to come up with a budget and
totally
get a few logistics happening. And then
I get it.
Hopefully we can get on.
You're gonna make it happen. You got to take it week by week because everything's changing.
Yeah.
All you can really do.
Yeah, the whole game has changed a lot.
Absolutely. Okay, I've got a couple more questions for you at this point.
Okay.
Question is it's hard to believe that we're in April at this point, but it feels like we're kind of still at the beginning of the year.
It does.
Are there any lofty goals that you guys have set for yourself to hopefully accomplish by the year's end?
Say that again.
Can you repeat that? Yeah, get a little.
Yeah. Are there any like lofty, maybe unattainable goals or things that you'd like to accomplish by the end of the year?
Oh no,
Just
definitely.
really like
Yeah, we're
there.
full of those.
You need to be. You
We
need to
got
be
a,
full
we got a
of those.
heck bag of those.
No, the thing is, you know, for independent artists like us, it's really hard to get out there to be exposed to people.
Right.
That's our main goal, and then that's what we want. You know, we're trying to figure out a few outlets how to get it. You know, because
Yeah.
that's the trick right there for the position we are,
Yeah.
and get as many because pretty much this not too many people has to listen to this, and then it's something that got value that it deserves a shot at it, and then
I agree.
that's what we're aiming for right now to you know to show it to people as many as we can, and then we appreciate that you're doing this. That
Of course.
your audience would appreciate it.
Yeah, and shout out to also too as I go into this, Gina Giuliano, Jody Best, Diego Gonzalez, all those guys. So we're working with a few PR people that are trying to help us, distribute everything and get it out there so people know about us. And
Gina's awesome. We've been working together for a while.
I mean, we would never get heard. So we definitely want to say that we appreciate you guys.
You're very welcome. No, it sounds like you've got a great team behind you.
What? I'm sorry. What's that?
I said it sounds like you've got a great team behind you, and it's just
we're trying to build
consistent.
that dream team, but it can be costly and it takes some work. And but yeah, the people we got now that we're working with, I think we're gonna do some good things, and we just got to keep pushing it, man.
Totally.
It's the name of the game.
I agree. I have one more question to ask you guys. Basically, the question is for the person that is going to discover you from this, and for the person that is going to listen to your music for the first time, what is an opening message that you'd like to say to them?
Oh, hold that thought. Hey, the first thing, because a lot of people ask us about the name and the logo.
Please.
So with the name Strange Legend, we have kind of a description of it, but we're not going to release that until later.
That's okay.
We'll just put it as the name's ambiguous, so it can mean whatever you want it to mean. And just to give you a quick example, I was going through some tough times a few years ago.
Sure.
When we started to really tighten up Can't Breathe. And with that song, it could apply to anyone in almost any situation. I can't breathe, you're being suffocated, you're being choked. So you could apply it to anything. So I just wanted to throw that out there before.
No, thank you.
Yeah, no, I say all the people that get to listen to us and everything, just keep supporting, independent music. That's the best hope that you can give us, share it with whoever you think you might like this kind of music. That's the main thing, that's at the end of the day, that's what decides the final game,
I completely understand.
It's like that old saying that says, it don't matter how crazy you are, it's how many people you gotta agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we don't go by trends. We do what we do. That's a real artist to me, in my opinion. And
you got to be a little crazy in music.
Yeah.
Nowadays doing rock and roll, you might be crazy.
Yeah.
That's okay.
You could call us the four lunatics. We're okay with it.
So that's why I appreciate because they always, and ACDC, because they always did it their way. And they never bow, they never give an inch.
No,
and
man.
those are the artists that you can really tell that they are real artists, because they didn't go for money, they didn't go for this. They did what they did, and that was it.
Yeah.
And that's something that we do. That's our real motive.
Yeah, as we've been saying, we're not part of the establishment, right?
Yeah. We don't try. We try to get away from that.
Yeah.
No, man, you got to pave your own path at this point. The only person who's looking out for you is you. So,
all right.
I want to thank you guys so much for coming on and giving some amazing answers. And I want to plug your music, obviously, one more time. The band is called Strange Legend. The album is called Strange Legend. We're going to have links so that people can listen and follow and do all that fun stuff. But I sincerely want to thank both of you for taking the time out of your day. This has
And we
been
want to thank you as
fantastic.
well. Rock
You're
on.
very welcome. I can't wait. I'm personally invested at this point. Let me know when another LA show is happening, and I'll try my best to be there.
Okay, hell yeah, you got it.
Let's do it. Awesome. Have an amazing rest of your day, and we'll speak soon.
Okay, take care, man. Have a good weekend.
Bye bye. You too. See ya.